Good day, everyone. Good day, sir. I am Niezel Cuda. We are going to discuss about the gender in the classroom together with Jovelyn Kaligunan. So, gender in the classroom. So, how do you create or how we do create gender equality in the classroom? So first, avoid separating male and female students. And second, don't allow male students to interrupt female students when they are speaking. Third, promote all genders are working together. And fourth is include literature that is inclusive and free of gender stereotypes. So, gender in the classroom, we are familiar of this. When we say gender in the classroom, we are talking about the male and female or girls and boys. So gender bias is behavior which shows that you are favoring one gender over the other. So, it is talking about that when it comes in gender, we are favoring that between two. It's either boys or men, it either girls or women. So, there are they have biased behavior. So it cannot be denied that most often gender bias is favoring men over women. That, like what I've said a while ago, boys over girls, and so on and so forth. Over the years, so much time, energy, and effort were given to boys and misconceptions that girls need to attend to the household chores and look after the home and siblings. So, when we say gender in the classroom, so we all know that women or girls is specifically that they know how to they know what is doing in the household. And gender in the classroom, it is also the say that sociologists will agree that although there are biological differences between male and female, gender roles are heavily influenced by processes of socialization operating in family, school, media, and community as a whole. And teachers are even unaware of their biased teaching behavior because they simply teach how they are taught and exposed to gender-biased teaching instructional materials which are overlooked. So, teacher, didn't have no unaware that when they teach us or when they teach in the classroom, they don't know about the bias, and because they are taught and exposed to biased teaching instructional materials which are overlooked. So there are 15 lists of gender bias words with their gender neutral words counterpart. So first is ladies and gentlemen. So it is folks or everybody. It is mean that ladies and gentlemen it is everybody. And mankind, it is humankind. Man and man, it is people. Congressman, it is members of Congress. Councilman, it is council person. Chairman, it is chairperson. Freshman, it is first year students. Man-made, machine-made. It is synthetic or artificial. Father or mother, it is a parent. Son and daughter, it is a child. Sister, brother, it is sibling. Niece, nephew, it is sibling. Husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, it is spouse, partner, significant other. Steward, stewardess, it is flight attendant. Sales lady or saleswoman, it is salesperson or sales representative. So that is my report, and together with Jovelyn Kalikunan, the next topic is will be discussed Jovelyn Kalikunan. That's all. Thank you.
So good day everyone. By the way, I am Jovelyn Kalikunan Aguimod. I am the next reporter of this topic is all about the example of gender sensitive language complied by Service Growth Consultants Incorporation, May 2003. Below are a list of common gender-based terms and bias-free substitutes. The first stage of example of gender-sensitive language complied by Service Growth Consultants is occupational references. The bias of this stage occupational references are businessman, career girl, career woman, cleaning lady, deliver body, foreman, girl Friday, insurance man, landlady or landlord, mailman, newsman, policeman or policewoman, repairman, serviceman, waitress or waiter, and the last is workman. The free bias of the occupational references are business executive compare into the bias the businessman, and so on. Entrepreneur, the second, professional manager, executive cleaner, courier or messenger, supervisor, clerk or office assistant, receptionist, insurance agent, proprietor or building manager, mail carrier or letter carrier, journalist or reporter, police officer, repair or technician, sales clerk or sales rep or sales agent, service representative, server, and the last is worker. In this stage, they focuses on nag-focus ni in employment preferences include past employers, co-workers, subordinates, or clients. They can speak about your specific employment experience. You can also list people for whom you perform volunteer activities, babysitting, lawn mowing, and other jobs. And this stage is professional references, or the occupational references is have an incredible amount of swaying power during a job search. They can be the difference between you securing the job and getting passed over entirely. Not only do you want to make sure that your references are saying good things about you, but they also have to be professionals themselves. The last thing you need is hiring manager calling your old, more than slightly wacky boss who has penchant for F-boss and curd humor. And yes, that has happened. And this state's occupational references is more on in the inside of the business handle of kind of the business. And the second example of gender sensitive language complied by Service Growth Consultants is role references. The bias of this stage role references are alumni, chairman or chairwoman, committeeman or committeewoman, corporate wife, faculty wife, frontman, hostess, housewife and household middleman, man and wife, ombudsman, self-made man, spokesman. In this stage of the role of the bias of this on the bias-free DISA, role references are graduates, chair or chairperson, committee member, corporate spouse, faculty spouse, front or figurehead, host, homemaker, go-between, husband and wife, troubleshooter, self-made person or entrepreneur, spokesperson or representative. In this references nga role, the bias and the bias-free are people who can talk about your work experience more on. And then work habits, character, and skills. You should choose your references carefully. As a part of the job search process, you may be asked to provide the names of people whom a potential employer can contact to find out more about your skills. Then, third stage of the example of gender-sensitive language complied by service growth consultants is group references. The bias of the stage are brotherhood, common man, countryman, fatherland, fellowship, forefathers, fraternal, Frenchman, man or mankind, mother tongue, rise of man, thinking man, working man or working woman, and the bias free of this of the group references kinship, community or common person, average person, compatriot, native land, camaraderie, ancestors, forbears, warm, intimate, the French, humankind, humanity, humans, native language, rise of civilization, thinking person or thinker intellectual, wage earner, taxpayer. In this stage, they tell a group of people that influences the decision and opinions of a person or the group. Whether a person felt rich or poor compared to their reference group was also a way of predicting spending behavior. This study the different group to which a person or another group is compared when you are studying the effects of something. They studied the difference between the industry's growth in the country as a whole and the same industry's growth in appropriate reference group. Children of households classified as having high or intermediate income were used as the reference group. So the fourth example of gender-sensitive language complied service growth consultants is the other stereotypes references. The bias of this stage are king size, kingmaker, lady, ladylike, like a man, maiden name, maiden voyage, man or verb, man enough, manhood, manly, manpower, master or noun, master or verb, master or adjective, master of ceremonies, masterful, mastermind or noun, mastermind or verb, masterpiece, master plan, master stroke, man of action, man of letters, man of the world, motherly, one-upmanship, statesman, workmanship. And this is the bias of this stage. And the bias free of the stereotypes references are jumbo, gigantic, power behind the throne, woman, courteous or cultured, resolutely, bravely, birth name, first voyage, staff or run, strong enough, adulthood, strong or mature, human resources, honor or expert or chief or superior, learn, succeed at overcome, expert or gifted or accomplished, host or MC or moderator or skilled, authoritative or commanding, genius or creator or instigator, oversee or lance or originate, work of genius or chief d'oeuvre, comprehensive plan or vision, trump card or stroke of genius, dynamo, scholar or writer or literary writer, sophisticate, staff hours or hours of work, loving or warm or nurturing, and the last is loving, warm or nurturing. This is the bias free of the other stereotypes references. In this stage, other stereotypes, their original meanings are essentially synonyms, referring to printing blocks for which numerous prints could be made. In fact, means stereotype in French, their modern meanings, however, are quite distinct, overwhelmingly encountered in the reference to something hackneyed, such as an overly familiar or commonplace phrase, theme, or expression. When we see other stereotypes reference is most frequently now employed to refer to an often unfair and untrue belief that many people have about all people or things with a particular characteristic. The last of example of gender sensitive language implied by service growth consultants are is the last turns of phrase. The bias of the turns of phrase are all men are created equal, be his own boast, based man for the job, boys we will boys, everybody and his brother, every man for himself, a man's home is his castle, John Q. Public, every schoolboy knows, gentleman's agreement, no man's land to a man. The free bias of the non-bias of the third phrase is we are all created equal, be one's own person, best person for the job, kids will be kids, everybody for themselves, your home is your castle, the average citizen, every school child knows, honorable or informal agreement, limbo or unclaimed territory to a person. The lastly is to a person without exception. So when we say turns of phrase references are a particular or characteristics meaning of expression, the ability to express yourself well, she has a nice turns of phrase which should serve her well in journalism. When we see turns of phrase, it focuses on your attitudes. It focuses on your attitude, your ability, and your when we see turns or phrase in turn, you use in turn to refer to action or events that are in the sequence one matter of the other person. Like for example, because one causes the other, one of the members of the surgical team leaked the story to a fellow physician who in turn confided in a reporter. So, nag-focus talaga ang turns of phrase unsa ginabuhat nimo, unsa ka nga pagkatao, like and that's all. Thank you, sir.